in the stratified you're taking the same percentage from each, like,
no. So with
because those synagogues you choose, you're going through their entire list and
yeah.
taking a certain number, the same amount.
No, not necessarily, because some synagogues might be a lot larger than others. Okay, so we're not necessarily getting the same from each synagogue. It's just we can get the list of synagogues relatively easily, rather than the list of everybody who attends synagogue. Okay, so the list of everyone, which would be required for simple random sampling, would be very challenging to obtain, whereas the list of all the synagogues is relatively easy to get. Okay, and this we use the cluster sampling to select some of those synagogues, and then we survey everyone in each one. Okay, and that's different from stratified sampling, because stratified sampling says, no, we've created these subgroups based on some trait. So maybe it's gender or age or race or whatever it might be. Okay, people with, I don't know, hair color or something. I don't know. Okay, so this would be want to sample people who attend synagogue. G-O-G-U-E? How do you spell synagogue?
G-U-E.
G synagogue.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. People who attend synagogue. Okay. And then so this would be get a list of all synagogues. And randomly select some of them. Then survey everyone at the selected synagogues. So that is cluster sampling. Only 5 more to go. I'm just kidding. So the truth is you can take an entire statistics course just dedicated to sampling methods. Okay, and there are organizations like Pew Research that, or Nielsen Media, that they spend a lot of effort working on sampling, because like Nielsen Media, and they do the ratings for the TV shows and stuff. How do they determine these ratings? It's not that they know every single person is watching on TV every single night. Okay, they do random samples to get an idea of what percentage of people are watching.
Don't they also know who tuned in? Like these little lights turned on, they know how many people are
so they got all sorts of different tools for it, but at the heart of it, they still have statistical sampling methods. Okay, so they do adjustments and stuff. Okay, so the last one we're going to talk about is called systematic sampling.
Yeah, they know how many people are in the room too.
Okay, sorry?
Oh no, I was acknowledging her comment that yeah, the cable boxes, they are not like figuring out how many people are in a room based off of how many voices are speaking. I know.
Some of them. They have to disclose it when you sign that 50-page.
For now.
50-page. What do you call it? Terms of usage agreement. Okay. There's probably some fine print
that no one ever reads.
That no one reads, right? But you should. You should, right? Okay. So systematic sampling, this is the this one's probably the easiest to understand. This works whenever there is like a line or a queue of people, okay? So it works best for lines or queues. Queue is such a funny word to me. Queues of people. It's like, here's one letter, let's just keep adding vowels.
So mean queues of people.
Queue, like a line of people. So it's like you're at the bank waiting to do a transaction, or you're at Disneyland or something. Okay? That's what they call it in Britain. And you just say, we're going to take every 8th person in line to be selected for the sample. Okay? So then just say, take every, whatever, 8th, or just put in some number here. Okay? 8th person in the line to be in a sample. 10th person or something. So, you know, if so, like at the airport, when they say they're supposedly doing random sampling, well, I think it's safe to say that it's not random sampling.
Yeah.
I mean, there are ways you could just truly be random and be fair and everything like that. And you know, probably in the United States, we probably make a bigger stink of it than other places. I think other places they kind of just accept that it's not random and say like, okay, that's that. You know, maybe it's like racial profiling, but I don't know, for whatever reason they just accept it. But in America, we're like, no, that's not cool. But they say it's random. But if they wanted to do random, all they have to do is just have a die here. It could be like a 20-sided die from a game or something like that, and then you just roll it. And if you get a 20, you get extra screening, and everybody else, if you get 1 through 19, you go on through, right? And then that would be truly random, and 5% of people would be selected for additional screening. But I don't think it's truly random, and so they probably would never do that. But systematic sampling goes something like that, and they just say, oh, okay, you know, at the every 8th person to go through, you know, we ask extra questions, or maybe you go the checkout line at the grocery store, and it says like, oh, you've been selected for a survey, okay? Answer this, and we'll give you a coupon for a free hamburger or something. That's probably systematic sampling, determining whether or not you get the that survey question thing. Okay. Sometimes you might think they just put it on every single receipt, but I don't think they do. It's maybe every 3rd or something. Yes.
You wrote take every 8th person in line.
Yeah.
Example. That's just.
And it's just a made up number.
Example.
An example. Yeah. You could take every
X
20th person,
percent.
every nth person. Okay. Nth person. So it doesn't matter. Okay. So those are sampling methods. So let me just ask you a question, and let's see if you can identify the sampling method. Okay. The NFL has 32 teams. Okay. And I want to get a random sample of football players. So I'm going to randomly select 3 football teams and study and ask everybody on those teams that I selected.
Cluster
Cluster sampling. Good. Okay. The NFL has 32 teams, and I want to get a random sample of football players. So I go to the commissioner and get a list of all the players, and I randomly select 40 players.
Stratify. Or no,
it's
simple
systematic.
random.
Simple random sampling, because I got a list of all the players in the NFL, which is doable. So, yeah, it's not on here anymore.
Yeah.
But Yeah, so with an organization like the NFL, you can get a list of all active players without too much difficulty, and you can randomly select people.
What was the cluster example you said?
So I said the NFL had 32 teams, and I'm going to randomly select 3 teams, and I'm going to survey all the players on those 3 selected teams. Okay, with simple random sampling, I'm saying it's got 32 teams, but what I'm getting is a list of all players, and I'm going to select 40 players at random from that list. That would be systematic. No, I'm sorry, not systematic. That would be simple random sampling.
Could you give an NFL example using the straw guide?
Yes. Okay. So NFL has 32 teams, a whole bunch of players. Okay. Some player, we'll say 5% of players are quarterbacks. 20% of players are offensive linemen, and 20% of players are defensive, whatever. Okay. And I can break it up into different positions and say this percent is this, and then 10% are kickers or something like that. Okay. No, not really.
Sounds like just like what most of the samples that we've been getting, or the way most of our homework questions at least kind of sounds like more stratified.
So actually, the questions in your homework, they've kind of actually just been simple random sampling.
Well, the ones that they don't assume.
So that one would be, yeah, the NFL has these players, and this percentage of players are this position, and this percentage of players are this position. So when I take my random sample, I'm going to make sure my sample has the same proportion of those positions and whatnot. Okay. I don't know how to do systematic sampling with the NFL because I don't think they ever get in a line. But it works for something I'd like to check out with. Okay, I think that's it for now. So your homework this week. You've got a few questions from chapter 12. You're gonna have to do a little bit of reading in case I didn't cover everything in there. And but your primary homework is to do the practice final exam that I have posted online. Okay, that's your primary assignment. But I'm not collecting it because it's for you to learn and study.